So the impact of the center has changed over time. I was not here in 1993. I started in 2000. I suspect the biggest immediate impact was students knew where they could go to find each other and find an advocate and the director.
2008, one of the first things that came out was students coming in to say, oh my gosh, there is a person of color who's working here. Because historically, when you've looked at who's in charge of LGBT resource centers, who's running them, who across the country, regardless of us being the first in 1993 to have a center here at UCR and in California, when you look across the nation, where are the people of color? Who's missing from this demographic? Who's doing this work? So I know that in 2008, that was one of the first things, like I didn't recognize my presence being here made such an impact on students because all of a sudden I had folks coming in and they're like, oh my gosh, I feel like I see a representation of myself. Okay, I feel like I can come out now. Okay, I see you, and you see me. So it was just one of those moments.
I think the LGBT Research Center here, particularly UCR, like makes a great effort of creating that inclusivity. We actually have, for example, La Familia, the UCR, and that's our queer trans Latinx group. We also have Black, that's queer trans Black folks. We also have Cappy, queer Asian Pacific Islanders. So it's just really catering towards, like, of course, like the queer, all like cutie pop, queer trans people of color, but there's also like a trans group who meets here. Trans non-binary identifying folks are the most marginalized people within like the LGBT spectrum. So, and then also addressing ableism is really important.
I came in as a transfer student this year, and I've been struggling with my identity and to find community ever since one day Nancy Tubbs showed up to my class and provided space through this activity for people to talk about their sexuality and gender and other things. And ever since then, I feel more comfortable being who I am as a pansexual person, and I just hadn't had that space before. And ever since then, I've just been hanging out at the center, feeling more and more comfortable with who I am. And that's not easy because I'm still figuring it out. My parents, they're traditional Latino people, and they just don't understand. Even my own family members, it's a constant struggle, but it's just had a huge impact on me this year.